In the fast-moving world of pop music, career moves rarely shock the industry anymore. But this week, one announcement sent a ripple through record labels, publishers, and fans alike. After years of working under one of the most powerful publishing companies in the business, Bruno Mars has officially entered a new era, signing a global publishing partnership with Avex Music Group and ending his long-standing relationship with Warner Chappell. The move marks a significant shift for one of the most influential songwriters of the last 2 decades. For many artists, changing publishing partners might be a routine business decision. But when it involves someone like Bruno Mars, a performer whose songs have shaped modern pop, R&B, and funk, it signals something far bigger than paperwork. It hints at a strategic reset just as the music world begins anticipating his next chapter. The agreement places Avex Music Group in charge of administering Mars' global publishing catalog, which includes some of the most recognizable hits of the modern era. The deal effectively ends Mars' previous publishing administration arrangement with Warner Chappell Music and brings his songwriting catalog under the management umbrella of Avex Music Group, a major entertainment company headquartered in Japan with growing international ambitions, while the business mechanics behind publishing deals often remain invisible to the general public. Insiders say this particular move carries deep strategic significance. Publishing rights control how songs are licensed across movies, commercials, streaming services, and live performances. Whoever manages those rights shapes how a songwriter's work travels across the global media ecosystem. For Mars, whose catalog includes chart-dominating singles and Grammy-winning records, that catalog represents one of the most valuable songbooks in contemporary pop music. To understand why this matters, it helps to look at the career that built that catalog. Over the past 15 years, Bruno Mars has established himself not only as a charismatic performer but also as one of the most reliable hitmakers in modern music. His debut era introduced the world to emotionally rich pop ballads, including the breakout single, Just the Way You Are. The song became a global anthem almost overnight and signaled the arrival of a songwriter capable of blending sincerity with commercial appeal. From there, his creative output accelerated. Songs like Locked Out of Heaven, When I Was Your Man, and 24K Magic didn't just dominate radio, they helped revive vintage musical styles for a new generation. Mars has long been known for fusing classic influences such as funk, soul, Motown, and early R&B with contemporary pop production. Critics frequently credit him with reintroducing retro groove-driven music to mainstream audiences in the 2010s. At a time when electronic pop and minimalistic beats dominated the charts, Mars leaned into horns, live instrumentation, and high-energy arrangements. Music critic John Caramanica once noted that Mars has a rare ability to translate nostalgia into something completely modern. The result is a catalog that feels both timeless and radio-ready. That songwriting ability is exactly what Avex appears to be betting on. In a statement announcing the partnership, executives at Avex praised Mars as one of the defining songwriters of his generation. The company described his work as culturally influential and globally resonant, emphasizing that his songs continue to travel across borders and musical genres. Avex itself is a powerhouse in Asia's entertainment industry. Founded in Japan, the company has expanded aggressively into international music markets, managing artists, producing live events, and distributing music across multiple platforms. Partnering with a globally recognized songwriter like Bruno Mars gives the company an immediate foothold in Western pop publishing at the highest level. Industry analysts say the deal also highlights a broader trend, the globalization of music rights management. As streaming erases geographic boundaries, artists and publishers increasingly look for partners who can operate across continents. For Mars, the partnership may open new opportunities across Asian markets where Avex already maintains deep infrastructure in touring, television, and digital distribution, but the business story is only one part of the moment. The timing of the deal has also fueled speculation about what comes next creatively. It has now been nearly a decade since Mars released his last full solo studio album, the Grammy-winning 24K Magic. While he remained active during that time, including his high-profile collaboration project with Anderson .Paak under the duo Silk Sonic, fans have been waiting for the next true solo era. The Silk Sonic project proved that Mars still has the ability to dominate both charts and cultural conversation. Their album, An Evening with Silk Sonic, delivered hits such as Leave the Door Open, Smooth, nostalgic R&B track that swept the Grammy Awards and reminded audiences of Mars' extraordinary vocal control and musical craftsmanship. Behind the scenes, those who have worked with Mars describe a perfectionist who spends enormous time refining every musical detail. Producer and songwriter Philip Lawrence, a longtime collaborator and member of the creative collective The Smeezingtons, once described Mars' studio process as meticulous. According to Lawrence, Mars often revisits songs dozens of times, adjusting lyrics, arrangements, and vocal delivery until the emotional tone feels exactly right. Bruno isn't chasing trends, Lawrence explained in a past interview. He's chasing the feeling. If the feeling isn't perfect, the song isn't finished. That relentless pursuit of musical precision has helped Mars maintain a remarkably consistent track record in an industry where artists often struggle to stay relevant beyond a few album cycles. By almost any measurable metric, his impact has been extraordinary. Over the course of his career, Bruno Mars has sold hundreds of millions of records worldwide. His streaming numbers continue to climb, and several of his singles have crossed the billion-stream mark on major platforms. He has also won multiple Grammy Awards, including Album of the Year and Record of the Year, but statistics alone do not fully explain his influence. In many ways, Mars has reshaped the visual and performance language of modern pop. His concerts are often compared to classic showmanship traditions of artists like Prince and Michael Jackson, tight choreography, live band energy, and a sense that every moment on stage is carefully crafted. That performance style helped define one of the most memorable moments of his career, the Super Bowl halftime show. When Mars took the stage during the championship broadcast, he delivered a performance that critics widely praised as electrifying. The show reached more than 100 million viewers and further cemented his reputation as one of the most dynamic entertainers in modern music. Culturally, Mars occupies an unusual position in the pop landscape. His music draws deeply from Black American musical traditions, funk, soul, and R&B, while simultaneously appealing to global pop audiences across multiple generations. Some scholars of pop culture argue that his success illustrates the enduring power of cross-genre artistry. Rather than confining himself to one sonic lane, Mars continuously blends styles that historically existed in separate corners of the music industry. That hybrid identity has allowed his songs to thrive on streaming playlists, radio formats, and live stages around the world. Still, behind the polished image of a pop superstar lies a story that began far from Hollywood studios and chart-topping hits. Mars was born Peter Gene Hernandez in Honolulu, Hawaii, into a family deeply connected to music and performance. As a child, he performed in his family's band and even gained early recognition for impersonating Elvis Presley on stage. Those early experiences helped shape his comfort in front of audiences long before he ever entered a professional recording studio. When Mars moved to Los Angeles to pursue a music career, success did not arrive immediately. In fact, his first years in the industry were marked by frustration. Record labels initially struggled to market him, and several early deals failed to generate momentum. It was songwriting that eventually opened the door. Before achieving solo fame, Mars wrote and produced songs for other artists, including major hits for pop stars and hip-hop performers. Those songwriting credits established his reputation as a behind-the-scenes creative force capable of crafting radio-ready melodies and emotionally resonant lyrics. Only later did the industry fully recognize that the songwriter also possessed the charisma and vocal talent of a superstar performer. That dual identity, writer and performer, remains central to his legacy today. It is also why the new partnership with Avex carries symbolic weight. The deal underscores that Bruno Mars is not just a singer delivering songs written by others. He is a creative architect behind many of the hits that defined the past decade of pop music. For Avex, the partnership represents more than a catalog acquisition. It is an alignment with a songwriter whose work continues to shape global listening habits. For fans, the announcement feels like the beginning of something else entirely. Whenever artists restructure their business partnerships, industry observers tend to ask the same question: what are they preparing for? In Mars' case, the speculation revolves around new music. Rumors have circulated in recent months that he has been working quietly on new material, potentially completing songs that could form the basis of his next solo album. If those rumors prove true, the timing of this publishing deal could position Avex to administer and promote the next phase of his songwriting career from day one. And if history offers any clues, the next era of Bruno Mars could once again reshape the sound of mainstream pop. For now, the announcement stands as a reminder of the unusual career path Mars has traveled. From a child performer in Hawaii to a behind-the-scenes songwriter in Los Angeles, and eventually to one of the most recognizable entertainers in the world, his journey has rarely followed predictable patterns. The Avex partnership may be a business decision on paper, but within the broader narrative of Mars' career, it looks more like the opening move in a new creative chapter. As the music industry continues evolving in the age of streaming, global touring, and cross-cultural collaborations, artists who can blend songwriting brilliance with worldwide appeal become increasingly rare. Bruno Mars remains one of them, and if the past decade is any indication, the next chapter of his story could once again remind the world why his music continues to resonate far beyond the charts.